till someone else that you thought had more power would pray for you. Prayer is something that you resort to immediately and not as a last resort. You need to learn how to pray preemptively. You need how to pray ahead of time. Don't always be praying in response. Pray proactively. Pray before it happens. Lord, cover my child. Lord, bless my day.
Develop your relationship with God with this dynamic teaching on CD or DVD when you write to us. Visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480.
What if you could make one decision to unleash everything great in your life? Would you do it? Would you say yes? Aren't you tired of your relationships, your health, and so much more suffering because you lack the truth you need to change? The life you desire is within your reach. You can achieve all the success, happiness, and prosperity you deserve by simply learning the secrets that lead to real personal transformation. Change is hard, but not impossible. You just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses. But we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course, From Ridiculous to Radical to Real. This means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the battle in your mind and cultivating a language of faith. That's 4 messages, 4 power-filled hours of material. If you want a better marriage, this series has the answers. If you want to achieve financial independence God's way, the secrets in this series will empower you to make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, From Ridiculous to Radical to Real and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to David G. Evans Ministries. This ministry is revolutionizing the kingdom by empowering believers. Souls are being saved daily, and we need your help to grow this impact in a real way. Call now and sow your seed of just $35 for your transformation to help people around the world. Your $35 love gift goes straight to the front lines of ministry, providing help to those that need it most. Call now. Make the decision to get the power you need to change your life forever.
It's now easier than ever to stay connected with David G. Evans and the Bethany Baptist Church family. Follow the ministry and rejoice in all that God is doing by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. On Facebook, you'll be up to date on the latest happenings, and you can watch our Sunday services on Facebook Live at 8 and 11 a.m. Eastern.
Here comes the power. Hallelujah.
Words of wisdom and encouragement can be found on Twitter, and you'll get up to the minute sermon points as they happen in our weekly worship services. Follow us on Instagram and be blessed by the inspirational and special moments that are highlighted each week, and we
Well, praise the Lord, everybody. Welcome to On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, live every Saturday morning on any smart device at David G. Evans 1. That's at David G. Evans, the #1. Won't you tag a few people, inbox some folk, tweet them, text them, call them on the phone, send a homing pigeon, whatever you can do, get somebody to join us in this great conversation we're about to have this morning. We have the most intelligent, informed callers in the nation, and we are just excited about things that we're going to discuss today as it relates to culture, religion, faith, Jesus, politics, current events, all from a kingdom point of view. We're just so glad you could join us today, and we're looking forward to another exciting discussion as people call us from all over the nation and sometimes from around the world. You can do that by calling 866-743-8267. That's 866-743-8267. That's 866-743-8267. That's 866-74-EVANS. Give us a call. Of course, Reverend Nicholas Smith is with us this morning as our resident statistician, historitician, politician. How many other titles you got?
A servant of God.
Servitician.
Servitician.
We got all these titians going on in here, and we're looking forward to your input today, allowing us the opportunity to enter your lives for this hour every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. But give us a call. We know you all listen very intently for a while. We need to hear from parts of the country so we can get an on-the-ground report as it relates to how you all are faring in this new Delta surge. I've been talking to people from around the country this week, and the big issue is kids going back to school and the explosions of Delta that are happening in the classrooms from elementary all the way up to high school.
Yep.
You know, I'm starting to get a little concerned about what's going to happen when people go back to college.
Even though they're required to be vaccinated, it's still putting them all together.
It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing. And I what I saw when we had the previous outbreak, when kids went back to school, they conducted themselves as if there was no, the pictures of the parties that I saw, the people that I talked to, and their testimonies about what was occurring on their campuses, there was no reservation.
Yeah.
And of course, a lot of people got very sick.
Yeah. I wonder if, because Delta is affecting the 20-somethings different this year, this kind, versus last year it wasn't as bad, but because it's affecting the 20 and under crowd.
Yeah.
I wonder if there'd be some sense from the colleges saying, look, we understand y'all got to come, but we can't have these big parties. And
I think for some reason, this I'm just going to live my life thing seems to be becoming very pervasive.
Yeah.
No concern. What bothers me is the lack of concern that's embedded in the statement.
Yep.
Not only am I going to live my life and I don't really care what happens to me, I really am not concerned about what happens to those people that I care about.
Yep.
Or that I used to care about.
Yeah.
Because I don't see how you expose your parents, your siblings, your mother, your grandmother, your neighbors to things, and you say you care about them.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, our care is limited. Our care only reaches the place of our convenience. So once I'm inconvenienced, my care starts to dwindle.
Okay.
And that's what it seems like.
Okay.
Really, it's
Okay.
just.
So we're back to compassion and caring and loving
Yeah.
and concern being concepts, not activities.
Yeah. Yeah, because if I hear one more person say, well, we got to get back to normal, so we got to start living, it's going to be with us, but at what cost, though? That's the question.
Yeah.
And don't bring some, ancillary type things up that have nothing to do with what's going on with COVID. I mean,
Yeah, I get you, man. I agree with you. I think that, and I'm going back a little bit. I thought when we had the tragedy in Connecticut with the young kids that were from wealthy families, that was going to shift the needle as related to, initially I looked at it the wrong way, as related to guns. But then I realized that when there was no reaction as related to violence, there was a lack of concern for the children. I'm watching adults argue, I need to expose my kid to this COVID. I don't need these restrictions. Now, mind you, these are the same parents that walk their children around in masks on Halloween for 3 hours.
Right, and put them on leashes and
Send them to Halloween parties.
Yeah.
2 and 3 hours at a time, fully garbed up
Yeah.
in costumes that they bought, and there's no concern about them not being able to breathe, running, and all that other nonsense.
Yep.
So all of a sudden, it's a threat to your child to sit in a classroom with a mask on that they think is kind of cool.
Yeah. The kids don't
Kids don't have a
they don't
problem.
care about a mask.
They don't care. You tell them wear it, they gotta wear it.
Yeah.
So now they got a mask on. They can pretend to be a whole lot of stuff, but it's the adults, man.
Yep.
And it just has revealed to me a stark lack of concern for the children.
Yep.
So the adults are willing to make a political point and risk the child that's sitting in the school.
Yeah. And listening to politicians who aren't sending their kids into the same environment. Was it Ted Cruz was talking about we shouldn't make our kids wear a mask.
His children are not going to public school.
His children are going to a private school where they have to wear a mask and they do contact tracing.
Absolutely.
But I'm like, y'all don't see how this works out. But they don't.
Same way some people are against the vaccine because they're trying to please our former president when he had both COVID and the vaccine, and his entire family and his kids.
Yeah.
And the fact that they admitted the White House was a petri dish.
Yeah. Yeah.
But none of that seems to be affecting people's mindset.
No.
They're still behaving in ways that they think are going to please him.
Yeah.
But I believe they're embraced by the feeling of independence that rebellion mimics.
Yeah.
Because rebellion makes you feel independent.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
I still remember that Florida politician talking about last year, sending our kids back to school. We don't need virtual, da-da-da. He asked the $50 million question. Are you sending your kids back? Oh, my grandkids are going to be homeschooled this year. This is live on TV.
So he had no skin in the game.
None. So it's easy for him to say, send your kids back into an environment where...
Well, it's back to, once again, risking redundancy, I thought the concern for children would shift the mindset of the nation.
Yep.
And it hasn't.
Hasn't at all. Hasn't at all. One of our members moved to Florida a couple years ago.
Okay.
And she inboxed me yesterday. The school she works at, the whole entire 4th grade, the whole entire 3rd grade, and part of the 2nd grade are quarantined.
Wow.
Not just one class, the whole 3rd grade, the whole 4th grade, part of the 2nd grade. And they're wearing masks in the school too.
Now, we're not scientists. But you need to understand that this Delta thing is about 1,000 times more impacting than the stuff we dealt with last winter.
Yeah.
So that means, I remember when both you and I were asked to come to funerals, multiple funerals at this point. Well, can't you just come for 10 minutes? Well, that's the exposure time of the old one.
Yep.
The new one, the Delta, it's immediate exposure.
Yep.
So there's no, and we've been saying it humorously, but realistically, I don't think the virus has a concept of time.
Nope.
I think it's just a matter of who you're around at the moment.
Yep. And you just never know.
Well, you don't. So you have to err on the side of caution, not on the side of impulsivity.
Absolutely. And again, you don't know how it's going to affect you. You could be walking around, sneeze twice, think it's just allergies.
Right.
And you're fine.
And you're
asymptomatic and...
But you take it home to your children, or you take it home to your friends, or whoever. So I don't know. I think that we need to. I think the biblical principle, actually working, not a concept, of love your neighbor as yourself, would cure a lot of this stuff.
Absolutely. And if I hear one more person, y'all getting on my nerves, use the power of God and faith to justify unwise decisions.
It's stupid.
We've got people talking about, look, we have these services, let the COVID come, we're going to lay hands on them. As you said a couple weeks ago, COVID going to lay hands on them.
That's right.
Like, come on. We believe in it. We saw God do crazy miracles, still doing them. But that doesn't mean you lack wisdom.
But here's the thing. God told Israel, get inside, because this plague is coming. The same Israel that he was going to deliver through the Red Sea, same Israel that he sustained in bondage, the same Israel that saw the miracles happen, he told them, get inside. In other words, be wise. But we've said it before, I've said it before, it's the first time in my saved life that wisdom is being viewed as a lack of faith.
Yeah. and people preaching that we gonna have faith in this church. You don't wear no mask in here because we got faith.
Okay. And then you hear the story tragically later on
Yes.
that, a third of the people died and the 2/3 of the people are sick.
Yep.
But nobody talks about the aftermath.
None of that. None of that. And from what I've seen in Scripture, is that when God allows a season of judgment to come, there is a time frame for it.
Yes, sir.
He does miraculous things in it, but that judgment's still there.
Oh, yes, sir.
And no matter how much you pray, cry, rebuke it, it's still there.
So you can't do a Kenneth Copeland and just blow in
And
the air?
you can't just blow it away. Thank you, right?
Come on, Pastor Nick.
Like-
you mean that didn't do
that
it?
didn't do it.
Evidently, because I saw the service that he did it.
Yeah.
And I thought that was foolishness.
Yes.
All right, here we go. I hear a lot of people today saying they want to be influencers, social media influencers.
Yeah.
Okay, so my next question is, influence them to do what?
Right. Yep.
Is it influencing them to support you? Or is it influencing them to do great things?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, you want to be an influencer. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so if you are an influencer, do you misuse your influence
Yeah.
by telling people take risks?
Yeah. Especially stuff you're not doing.
Come on, man.
But to me, the influencer thing is a lot more about attention. Some of it's about
cool.
business.
No,
Someone makes some good
it's
money.
attention. Influence is has become the euphemism for followers and views. That's all.
And we think because somebody has a lot of followers, they know what they're talking about.
No,
And it's like, look, I'll be the first one to say, and we've said it before, we are not scientists.
no.
So we're not, I've done my research, is not, I watched a YouTube clip, and it's, some people are.
But that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, and they'll send you YouTube clips. See,
Yeah.
watch this YouTube clip.
Yeah.
Read this Google thing. And scientists are like, if you haven't been in there to do an empirical study, know how to do the logical fallacies and all that, whatever jargon they use, how the heck did you really do research?
Let me tell you something. When I watch YouTube and you don't know the difference between a cheetah and a jaguar,
Yeah.
but you're calling it that, and you're trying to inform people about what's going on in the world of nature, it's disgusting. And people are sitting there absorbing all that. And they're, a lot of that stuff is not fact-filled.
Yeah,
It's attention-getting.
absolutely. Absolutely. I was reading some years ago, the OA&E, what's the burger place?
Okay.
They did one place had the quarter pounder, one place had 1/3 pound beef.
Okay.
So when the one place had the 1/3 burger, they had the quarter pounder. When they presented it, people went with the quarter pounder
Okay.
because they thought the quarter pounder
bigger than the
was
1/3?
bigger than the 1/3. And the meme says this is who y'all arguing with online because they thought the 4 was higher because the 4 is higher than the 3. The burger over here is
It's
bigger.
got to be bigger.
I'm like, this is what we're dealing with, like.
But people follow that stuff like it's gospel.
Yeah, they do.
But what happens is you can find anything. It's like the Bible. If you look hard enough, you can find a scripture, take it out of context to support whatever you're doing.
Absolutely.
But if you put it in context, it will prove itself.
Yep.
But there are things online that are available that will support any fear, any suspicion, any positive or negative emotion that you're feeling. They'll allow you to hang a sign of legitimacy on whatever you're feeling.
Absolutely. And there's something for
Everybody.
And people aren't wise enough to say, you know what, let me follow people online or watch people that I disagree with to see another perspective. Even if I don't agree with
They're
it.
not that broad.
There's something that you can actually learn from people that you don't agree with if you're open enough.
Yep.
75% you can throw away, but that 25% is like, I never looked at it like that.
And then they're listening to people that don't have a stake in what they're telling you.
Yeah.
So if I want news about the pandemic, I go to the Wall Street news.
Yeah.
I go to where the stock guys are making their money that way because they are impacted by all these social shifts.
Yep.
These guys are getting the top health news in the world, and they're not in denial about COVID.
No.
They're trying to figure, what do we have to do to maintain our fortunes?
Yeah.
Because this thing's real. So I've been getting most of my news about the pandemic from the financial.
That makes sense because they're going to protect protect themselves. Of all people, we know they're
Doc,
going to hold themselves.
They
back.
got this thing called confidence. And if something happens that breaks confidence, they know to sell, they know to shift. And I keep and they got the latest scientific research on these financial websites, not these dark things, not these crazy ones, but the stuff that most people take their advice from.
Yeah. That makes sense to me.
They protect their money.
Yeah.
And investments are impacted by social events.
Yes. Yep.
That's
So
what I
true.
do. Let's talk to Tom. Hey, Tom, how you doing this morning?
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing, Pastor Nick?
Hey, man.
We doing good, man. Thanks for calling us again. All right, give
I
us
figure,
the
calling
Florida.
from the-
Give us the Florida update, man. You know we got to.
I'm calling from the craziest state in the union. Now, something that happened recently, this past week, which is sad. 3 teachers and a teacher's aide in this county passed away from COVID,
Wow.
and that is backfiring on the governor big time.
Is it?
Oh yeah, his ratings going locally. They're talking about it a lot more. His ratings are going down. He's backing down from some of the things he's saying. Also, this threat that he put out last week about holding salaries back, he can't. You know, he was threatening all the superintendents in the southern part of the state that, you know, I'll take your salary. They said, well, we don't care, but now they're finding out he can't anyway.
No, he can't do that.
So, yeah,
It's
kind of bad here.
Tom, tell me, what do you think is going on with him? Because it appears as though not just appear though. There's plenty of evidence, pattern recognition makes me admit that he does not care about the people that he governs. He's willing to say anything just to appeal to a certain mindset at the cost of people's lives. It doesn't make sense to me.
I really believe, at first, you know, it was a joke. I think that, you know, he was going to be the second guy on the Trump ticket. I don't think Trump's going to run. But I believe he's thinking of, you know, aspirations down the road to where, if not being at the top of the ticket for president, he'll be that second guy for somebody. And I really believe he's looking down the road and not worrying about what's going on right now.
So you think these decisions that he's making, that are literally killing people, will not have an impact on his appeal?
It is right now, so that's why I think he's backing off. I think these 3 teachers and 1 teacher's aide passing away down here was a real big impact. And, you know, you have people, it's a tale of 2 states. I mean, you get down below Palm Beach County, and it's almost like you have a Democratic state. You get north of that, it's very Republican.
Okay.
So down here in the South, things are really changing, and the demographics are changing. Also, a lot of Northerners moving into southern Florida.
Okay.
So I think he's looking at that because his ratings are going down.
So do you, why, if he's so outrageous, why have there not been mass resignations from his administration?
I think he's got a lot of yes men around him.
But they're attached to him, just like the people that were attached to President Trump are having a very difficult road right now.
Yeah.
Why not pull away from decisions that are hurting people?
I think they're on for the ride. I'll tell you, when you look at his press conferences, they're standing behind him, you know, shaking their head. Yeah, like they're all in.
They look like mini Trump conferences to me.
Correct.
The way Pence would stand there looking at him like he was the second coming.
I'm saying they will jump on board for whatever this guy's saying. It looks like, and
but it's negative. There's negative result towards you guys that live there in Florida.
Oh, the major hospital around the corner from me, which is Broward General. That's the big, research hospital. Everything else.
Yeah.
They had 40 patients 2 weeks ago. They're up to 350 right now in COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, it's exploding.
Yet you have people that are saying that that's all over-reported, that they're really not full. There's plenty of room, even though people are coming on the air telling people. I had to ship my child 150 miles away for one available bed, and then when I got there, I had to wait.
They're turning actually part of the cafeteria supposedly into a
Cafeteria. I saw a converted parking lot in Florida this morning. The
things are not.
parking garage was converted to a emergency room for COVID.
That's happening. The other thing people I don't think realize, especially with kids, the Delta variant is deadlier with younger folks.
Yep.
I think last year everybody got this false sense that, oh, I'm not going to get sick if I'm under 50 years old. Well, this new variant is hitting young people just like it hit elderly people.
Hit the older crowd, yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
And
one other thing, Bishop.
Go ahead, man.
I want to change the subject just a little bit. Did you see the thing on Fields of Dreams?
Fields of Dream.
The baseball game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a baseball game where the Field of Dreams movie was. The field.
Okay.
In
Okay.
Iowa, yeah.
Okay, what
It
happened?
looked pretty cool. I didn't watch the game, but it looked pretty
Okay.
cool though.
I don't know if you ever saw the movie, but
Yeah, I saw the
guys,
movie.
It was
Wonderful.
great. It was
Sorry.
a real throwback to.
Yeah, it was cool.
I thought the movie
baseball.
was pretty cool.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Is it?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
man.
love that movie. I mean, they had the players walk out of the corn.
out of the cornfield.
Yeah, and they actually did it for the game too.
Did they?
They started in the corn and they walked out of the corn. What's his name? Kevin Costner was there
Yeah.
shaking their hands on the way to the game.
Wow.
And tickets
and
were
they
expensive
were
too.
knocking them out the park.
Tickets were expensive to this particular game?
They had 8,000. I think 8,000 seats. Tickets were starting off. I think the lowest was 1,300 on up.
How did they seat 8,000 people in the middle of a Delta pandemic?
It's Iowa. They are one of those.
They're already in trouble.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Man, Tom, you stay strong down there and be safe, man. Take all the precautions
Hey,
you
guys
can.
Take care.
All right, talk to you. 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call and talk show in America. Give us a call. What you got going on over there?
Just people in the comments talking about DeSantis and you always say follow the money.
That's right.
I forgot to put this on here too. That Rand Paul.
Yes, sir.
He's big on no mask and so.
Yes, sir.
You saw the thing with his wife owns shares in that Remdesivir.
No, she doesn't.
Yes, she watch this. She bought shares last February. February.
That smells like security and exchange problem to me.
And it just came out, just like that other Congress people.
She got in ahead of time.
Yep. And like the other Congress people last year, who all of a sudden sold a bunch of stocks after some meeting.
Oh.
She invested it, and then this thing, that DeSantis is trying to do with this Regeneron,
Yeah.
that they gave Trump when he had COVID.
Yeah.
Trump is an investor, a stockholder in this company, and friends with the CEO. And once they announced this, the stock price
Of
went
course, it went through the roof.
up. So it's like, we want some of these people sick. Let's make some extra
So we
money.
can make some money. So publicly, Rand Paul is saying all these precautions are ridiculous, but privately, his family's invested in the very thing they're going to have to use to help take care of it.
Mm-hmm. Instead of
They don't care past
They don't
that.
care. Instead of people getting a free vaccine, I think it said it cost the government or something like $35 per shot. This Regeneron thing
Yeah.
costs almost $1,300 per the time they give you the antibodies. So
So it's going to cost people over $1,000 to get this
yes,
medicine?
I think the state's paying for it, but there's some way that they're getting money from it.
But that's because they're invested in it.
Mhm.
He's helping Trump again?
Mm-hmm.
He probably thinks this is the way to get to his heart. He doesn't know our former president discards people.
Yep. I'm just saying they say follow the money, follow the money.
An anti-vax nurse in Germany injects 8,600 people with saline instead of COVID because she's an anti-vaccine person.
Mm-hmm. Gave them all saline instead of the vaccine.
How did they find out?
They didn't say how they found out, But somehow they found out about it, and now they're trying to get everybody to come back and get the real shot.
I think this thing for immunocompromised people is good.
Yeah.
I think anybody that I know that's immunocompromised needs to exercise some wisdom and not take a chance. Because this thing is, I don't know how you watch people die around you and it doesn't change your point of view.
Yeah. Yeah.
And perhaps some of the people that I know, perhaps they haven't had anyone in their family pass away from it, so they kind of think it's not that real.
Yep. I think, I was thinking about this. We've always been sensitive towards people in general. But I think what gave us a little more extra sensitivity for COVID was when it first broke out last year, and we had people call us when they were positive and the people dying.
Yeah.
Every day, you and I were taking phone calls.
Yeah.
We're emailing each other to let this person. I mean, and we were calling people like for months, and that gives you a sensitivity when you're around it.
I agree with you. I still remember the phone call that I got from one of our members. She was not sick, but she had lost 5 of her family members within 30 days.
Yep.
I still remember the phone call that I got of one member. She lost 2 of her relatives in the same day, within about an hour of each. They were in the same hospital, on the same floor, I think 2 rooms apart.
Yep.
And the mom died and the son died.
Yeah. I mean, I had one guy call, his dad passed away. He's like, Pastor, I don't understand. My dad was a man of faith and caught this virus and died. And having that conversation wasn't easy.
No.
Because it was like, why would God, you see these people over here who aren't doing right and they're still living. And that gives you a certain sensitivity towards
the reality
of the situation.
The reality of this thing.
It's
we have lights lit. You can give us a call, 866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. Give us a call. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call and talk show in America. Just waiting for the name to come up on the screen, and we will be able to talk to you. We got a couple lines open. You guys can jump in right now. Please, please, please let your friends know that we're on having a discussion today. Why did Obama have a birthday party during the pandemic?
somehow it got out.
Why did it happen? There shouldn't have been anything to get out.
Yeah.
Why did he have a party?
I don't. That's the thing. It's like he had a bigger number. Then when it got out, he cut the number down. But then you still cut the number down. Then somebody recorded part of it or took pictures and posted it.
That's irresponsible.
And it's like,
it's irresponsible.
it is. It's like, bruh.
It's irresponsible. Let's go to Reva. Hello, Reva. How you doing?
Hello, Bishop. How are you?
Doing great. How's things in East Orange this morning?
They're good. They're good. They're good. Hi, Pastor
Hi.
Nick.
How are you?
Okay. Listen, I just want to say something. Oh, my girlfriend goes to your church.
Okay.
Cindy Beachman.
Oh, absolutely.
Me and her went to school together. I started listening to y'all on, well, I listen to the prayer line every day. I started with her because I called her when I was told I was going through something. My mom and my dad were really, they're elderly. They were getting sick. And I've always been their caregiver. And I just needed prayer, And she said, well, we have a prayer line at my church. I want you to get on there. So
Yeah.
I did. So I've been following y'all for a long time. And I love OnPointe.
Great to hear.
And I love the prayer line. And I like everything that you're doing.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I love you, Bishop Evans, because you're real. You don't pull back. But I just want to say this about the vaccine. My mom died from COVID, and she shouldn't have.
Right.
All she had was a stroke, and then
Okay.
she had another stroke. I
Right.
watched them in the nursing homes and stuff. They're very lax. I was there with my mom every day till nightfall when my daughter came to sit with me with her. And I had other people who passed, my great uncle, 2 cousins,
Yeah.
and a friend. So I know that the COVID is real. I'm not ignorant to that part. I know that it's real. My thing with it, because I read a lot, I talk to a lot of doctors, even some scientists that I know. You know, I just talked with my doctor the other day. He's trying to get me to get the vaccine. He's been trying to get me to get it. I'm not. I'm afraid to get it
Okay.
because it's just so much in and out, in and out, in and out with it. You know. And I've been. We've had our family reunion in July. Everybody wore masks. It was maybe 60 people counting the children. So everybody, you know, some people were vaccinated, some people weren't. Because I hear you guys saying, you know, a lot of people don't think it's real and it's real and they should get the vaccine. I'm not getting it.
Okay.
I've been praying to God and asking Him to show me the way. My daughter's a essential worker. She's out there every day. And I'm praying for her and everybody else as well. I'm just not comfortable.
Well,
I just wish
I think it's a personal decision. I think it also is. I think that one of the prayers that we have to pray is not just, Lord, protect me, but I also think we have to ask God for His wisdom in the situation, and then we have to go.
I understand that. And I know what my mother would be telling me if she was
Okay.
here, you know, but it's just that I'm just not comfortable
Well,
because
I'm getting ready to help you with that. If you don't have peace about it, you ask God to show you what He wants you to do. And what'll happen is, the Word of God will give you all the indication that you need to know. For instance,
the first thing that my daughter said to
Reva,
me, yeah,
okay, the Word of God will give you the knowledge and the wisdom that you need. All I need you to do is read when the plague hit Egypt and what God's instructions were, and you will find the wisdom for your decision. So you won't have to just be afraid and make it based on apprehension. You'll have the biblical wisdom to make your decision.
Bishop, I understand what you're saying, and I'm gonna do it, you know, but I just don't trust the
How old are you, Reva? If you can tell me.
53.
Oh, you're a young girl.
Right.
You're a young girl. All right, so I'll be 70 in January, and I went and got it, and you know, I went through a list of things. I drink stuff every day that I don't understand what they put in it.
I'm
Yeah.
boosting my immune system.
Yeah.
I've been doing it since.
No. I'm not. You're not letting me finish, so you're not hearing what I'm saying. There's plenty of stuff that we put in our bodies that we don't know fully what we're putting in them.
Yes.
Okay, so I went through that whole list with myself, but at the end of the day,
Yes.
I had people around me that depend upon me, who I could not afford to expose to what's going on out here with these viruses. Taking care of my elderly aunt, taking care of my grandkids. Just could not afford to do. I can't be the vessel that causes them to have a problem. At the same time, if I can trust God to protect me from it, I can trust God to protect me with the vaccine.
Okay, what do you say about my aunt? She had the vaccine, the first one. It wasn't time for her to go back to get the second one. I think it was like that following week. She got sick. They tested everybody in the house, nobody in the house, because there were young adults coming in and out of the house. So they tested everybody. Because her and my cousin, they went. My cousin had to go because of her job. So she told my cousin, she said, well, I'm going to take grandma since I'm going and let her get, you know, they had already got tested for COVID. They didn't have it. They got the shot.
Okay.
It was maybe 2 weeks in, because I think it's 21 days. She died.
Did she catch COVID between that time?
She didn't catch the COVID. She got pneumonia, they said.
Okay.
And then when she got into the hospital, that's when she caught the COVID.
Okay. So she caught pneumonia.
She caught pneumonia.
And then she got COVID on top of that.
And then she got right.
Okay, so this is what I use for myself. I can't say it was the pneumonia because she might have survived the pneumonia, but I believe in my heart the COVID is what tipped her over the edge.
Yeah, I know that's what tipped her over there.
Okay, but the problem is that she had that challenge. The pneumonia is really, was she an elderly lady?
Yes.
Okay,
She's an elderly.
yeah, that pneumonia
Yeah.
is really compromising to your body, especially when you get up to be our age. Well, you're a young girl, but my age, almost 70. But I think that where we are is, I think, because we pastor a lot of people, there are cases where there are questions in all of our minds, but the majority of the people that we serve, it's pretty cut and dry. I say it like this: I have hypertension, so if I got COVID with my hypertension, it wasn't the hypertension that killed me; it was the COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we have these rationales, Reva, and I really appreciate us having this conversation, and I hope it's helping a lot of people. We have these conversations, and there are exceptions to every rule, Reva, which by the time you reach our age, there's exceptions to everything that happens. We've had members who were fully vaccinated that ended up in ICU, and the reason they didn't die was because they were vaccinated.
This is what my doctor keeps trying to explain to me. He's like,
Well,
what I'm trying to say
I've
is
got
that-
members that have been through this. I've got members who I know by name that have been through that very scenario.
Mhm.
Once again, Pastor Nick and I and all of our staff people, we rushed to the front line because we did our research and all, and we didn't get it off Google.
Oh no, I'm not getting
Yeah,
stuff off
yeah.
Google.
We had
I'm
doctors
doing
come in.
research.
We had doctors come in and talk to us, and we were able to make a rational spiritual decision, one based on knowledge, and were able to overcome our fear of it with our faith in God.
Mhm.
So
Believe me, I believe in God, and I know.
I know you do. I know you do.
I grew up in the church and all of that,
Yeah.
but
You
and my mother.
you're the
was
second Reva I know.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't know 69 years. I only met two. You and my friend Reva Timms in Florida.
Oh my God, I was named after my godmother, so.
So you know a couple. Girl, I gotta let you go. I thank you for calling us today,
All
though.
right, thank you.
Be praying for you now. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
866-743-8267, 866-743-8267. Let's go to Keefe. Hey, Keefe, what's happening alongside?
Hey, Bishop. Good morning. Good morning, Pastor Nick. I know I'm sure if you can close to hear me. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Yeah. I'm weighing in on a couple of subjects here. Number one, I know that in Florida about this COVID mess, and I think also in Georgia and somewhere else.
Texas.
But,
I mean, it's everywhere.
yeah.
But
And
the tough places are Texas,
sorry.
Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Florida,
Right.
Georgia. I mean, we're really talking about varying intensities. We're not talking about some people don't have it and some people do. We're talking about varying intensity.
Yeah, and the thing is, now when I heard about, because my job UPS is going back to the mask mandate, and I got tested for COVID 3 times. I got 2 swabs and 1 shot.
Okay.
I got the Johnson & Johnson. I was negative in all cases.
Okay. Good.
And then, I said to myself, hold on, I have a truck coming by me. I'm saying to this, okay, I follow a guy online saying that COVID, that he hears it from national attention of news and stuff, and he says that it'll be with us for a while. And I'm saying to myself, okay, it may be with us for a while, but you talking about, let me go back, like say to AIDS, that was with us for a bit. Talk about malaria, that was with us. That was before my time though, but but with COVID, you're like saying, okay, it started, it's here. People are still leery about how long is it going to last. Is it going to last another year? Is it going to last 5 years? Is it going to last 10 years? I'm saying to this because I'm praying, Bishop and Pastor Nick, that this doesn't last past like so many years that people are so linger about it that they don't want. I know they don't want to give up, but my thing is, I mean, now they're talking about booster shots, from what I heard. What are your takes on booster shots plus with the vaccine? What do you think about that?
Well, I think it's not much different than when I was growing up and we had to get certain vaccines. And I'm trying to remember the one or two that it was mandated that you get a booster for that particular vaccine. So the booster process is not a new thing in medicine. And the reason that people are saying that it's going to be with us a while is because as a nation we're not behaving in a way to get rid of it or stop it.
Okay.
As long as we've got this half the nation is vaccinated and half isn't, then the half that isn't is going to maintain. Here's the problem: maintain the level of sickness, but also give the virus another chance to make another variant. So now we've got the Lambda that's coming up. You've got the South American thing that's coming up, and we're not meeting it with people that are vaccinated. We're meeting it with, I don't need it. I don't want to wear a mask. I'm going to the ball game. I'm going to the party. Let's pack out the bar, and then we're complaining about the fact that it's not going anywhere. So the tail's kind of wagging the dog on this one.
Well, let me say it this way, because I know a lot of people that say, "Oh, I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get it," but realize the fact is, if you do get it, but then you have to stay 6 feet away and still wear the mask. Now, I wear a mask, like I said, at my UPS job. But with me going right now to Clementon, because I'm Clementon Park, we're outside. Okay, we're still we're spread out because I'm in the games department at Clementon Park.
Okay.
And but when I have my bathroom break or whatever, I wear my mask because I'm going in between people. And but my thing is this: I know if you're outside and you're away from people, I know you're saying, okay, I'm away from people, I can take my mask out, but I'm standing behind the counter if I'm actually games. And my thing is this: even though we're outside, I mean, I saw some people not yesterday, Thursday when I was there, wearing some masks, yes, in hot heat. And I'm saying, I know, wearing masks in hot heat is unbearable for some people, and for me it is sometimes. But my thing is, and this is my last thing: how can you say, okay? How can the news at a distant point say that, okay, numbers are coming down, we can relieve ourselves of masks? But then when I hear about Florida, Georgia, and other states you have mentioned coming back up with their mask mandate, but then I think one state, I'm not sure, is not wearing the mask. I think that was Florida. And I'm like, what are y'all doing down there? Y'all making the rest of the United States look bad if y'all not wearing your masks. I think that's also in Georgia as well.
Well, here's the problem. I'll let you go after this. We tend to assume that a virus that is airborne respects barriers. It doesn't.
Right.
If it's airborne, here's what's really simple example. Say you're in the store and a person is 20 feet ahead of you and you can smell their cologne or their perfume.
Okay.
That same breeze, that same air quality that's carrying the scent of the perfume is the same air quality that can carry the virus.
Okay.
So all these rules they're putting in place are general safety rules. The only thing that doesn't know about the rules is COVID. So we have to, if we're going to make an error, we have to make an error on the side of caution, not on let's see what happens.
Right.
All right, I gotta let you go, man.
All right, Bishop. Good.
All right, good to call. Bye bye. Let me see. Let's go to Danny. Hey, Danny, how you doing?
Good morning, Bishop. How you doing?
All right. I'm praying for all our Florida listener partners of OnPointe. I've been praying hard since yesterday, man. I'm talking to my friends. I got I got a bunch of friends down there, and I'm concerned about you guys, man. Just seems like your governor's making decisions that are making it worse. But then Pastor Nick brought out today that some of that has to do with financial investments.
Yes, yes. It's as you said before from the very beginning, it's all about the finance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they turn it to a political situation, and it has to do with finance. I don't know if you heard, but I think it's one of the cruise lines. They went out to do a Caribbean cruise, and now they have something like 24 people that definitely are
Really?
affected
27.
with the virus.
It was 27
On a
and
sh-
2
on a
days ago, I
ship?
think. On the ship, yep.
Let me ask you a question,
Yeah.
Pastor Nick. And Danny, you and Pastor Nick helped me with something today. I'm not getting on a cruise ship right now.
Nope.
I'm not getting on an airplane right now. Because the 27 people probably thought they were going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
But anywhere you have people together,
Yep.
there's a problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's that simple.
So now, all of a sudden, the cruise is not that important when I'm laying in ICU.
Right.
But why do I have to be in ICU to make that decision?
Yep. And nurses are saying that. People are saying, I wish I didn't do that. I wish I didn't go here. It's too late by then.
But everything that people are risking their lives to do, they can do later.
Do later, yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I agree with you.
Okay.
We have a situation where in that school in the county that I'm in, which is Broward, it's going to open up next week, and they had, I believe, 3 teachers
Okay.
that they had planned on getting the shot. They didn't get it, and they didn't make it.
Wow.
They had a gentleman that was in the hospital. He survived. I think he was like quite a long time in the hospital, and he wanted to get on TV. You know, he said, "I want to let people know that this is not a joke. This is no plaything.
Yeah.
Don't listen to what people. You know you have a chance with getting the shot. You know, why is there such a big controversy over a mask?
It doesn't make any sense.
None.
And
None at
the
all.
thing that's really hurtful, just go back to the simple steps that we did before. You go to the grocery store. The grocery stores are not wiping the carts down. They're
Nothing.
not wiping the door handles
Nothing.
down.
Nothing.
You go to get gas. They're not providing you with any gloves.
And and at the same time, Danny, we're wondering why it's spreading.
Yep.
Yes.
You know, when's the last time you saw someone at any box store with someone counting the number of people going in?
Yep. Yep.
Most of them, the anti-vax stations are empty.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They had people actually standing out there wiping down the carts and spraying them down.
Mm-hmm.
No, you're on your own now.
You are. Yeah.
And then we're wondering why this thing is spreading.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
you go into a food service place where they're serving food,
No mask
or
on.
preparing food. The people that are actually working there, they have the mask halfway on.
I back up, man. I turn around and go back out.
Yeah.
I'm not taking a chance.
Or most of them don't even have them on now.
I just, okay,
Yeah. They don't have them on.
I'll go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I
And then
don't get it.
Then there's a wonder why. And then the insult to the whole situation is that the governor gets on TV and he says, look, don't worry, this is what I'm going to do. I'm bringing in some extra medical staff. I know that you're overworked in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
So you're overstaffed, you're running out of bed. So I'm going to secure the medical staff that you need. And if you need some tents, I'll get some tents.
Yeah, but it's based on decisions he's making.
Exactly.
Just incredible to me. How's my sister doing today, man?
She's doing very well, very
Doing
well.
all right? She's still
Yeah.
She's still blessed to be around you, right?
Yeah.
She gonna get me when I see y'all, man. She gonna get me.
She already warned me. She said, be on your best because I'm going to talk to Bishop.
She gonna get me, man. I know she is. Please give her my love, please.
Hey, thank you so much, Bishop, and enjoying the series as usual.
Well, I'm
And
glad.
We really appreciate you.
I'm
Thank
glad,
you.
man. Talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye-bye. We got Keisha from Elizabeth. We got Anonymous on line 4. I'm not doing Anonymous this morning. I'm not in an anonymous mood. So we're going to go to Keisha. Hey, Keisha, how you doing?
Hey, Bishop, how you doing?
I'm doing great, girl.
Hi,
Thanks for
guys.
calling
Hi.
us.
the reason why I'm calling you because I have a special friend like who's paralyzed on the her whole right side.
Mm-hmm.
And one day I was trying to call her, but I couldn't get no answer. And the thing about it, they had to let somebody in the house to see what was going on.
Yeah.
And come to find out, she was just like laid across the bed, didn't know who was talking to her at the time when they her godson had came in the house.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I got a prayer line that I could call and ask them to pray for you. So she didn't know nothing, but I give thanks, I give praise and honor and glory to God because she's doing better than she was the first time when they went in to get her, but she didn't know nobody.
Wow. God is good, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
God is good. How's things up in Elizabeth,
I
okay?
just ask you, just keep her up in your prayers.
Okay.
Yeah, she's doing better now.
That's good. What's her name, if you mind giving it to us?
Her name is Sandra Griffin.
Okay. Sandra
Yeah.
Griffin. Okay, we'll pray for Sandra.
Next week she's about to come home, but they want to keep testing, give her more tests to see what else is going on before she leaves the hospital.
Sure. How's things in Elizabeth
God is
today?
able to do all things.
Yeah. I said, how are things in Elizabeth today?
Yes.
You ain't listening to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what?
I was you're listening to your radio in the background. I was asking you, how are things in Elizabeth today?
Oh God. Everything is crazy in Elizabeth. Everything.
Okay.
You can't even sit outside.
Really?
You can't even walk the street. No.
Is that
They're
bad?
shooting up here in the daytime.
Oh no.
Yes. Yes, they are. That's why a lot of people moving out of Elizabeth. But wherever you go, it's still going to be the same.
Well, not
No
everywhere,
matter
but
what.
it's most of your metropolitan areas are having the same problem.
Yes.
But I hadn't heard
Yes.
Elizabeth was was having the same issue.
Yep.
Well, we'll certainly pray. We'll pray for the city, and we'll pray for Sandra too.
Yeah.
Yes,
All right.
I had a good friend, and I didn't want her to move. I was like, Dad, because I seen one day I was taking care of some business, and I seen a good friend of mine from school.
Yeah.
I was like, you moving? She said, yeah, girl, I got to get out of here. I said, yeah, I know how you feel. I've been in this bit 51 years.
Wow.
And it's getting worse and worse every day. They shooting in the daytime.
Yeah. Thank you, Keisha, for calling us today. Be praying for you.
welcome.
All right.
And
Talk to you
have a
soon.
blessed week.
Bye-bye. We got 3 minutes left. We got Belva. I haven't heard from her in a while. Belva, how you doing?
Hello.
Thank you, Keisha, for calling us today. Be praying for you. All right, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Hello. Hello.
Belva, how you doing?
Hey, good morning, Bishop.
How you?
Respond to the
Girl,
radio.
I've been on this phone for almost a minute waiting for you to answer me. Turn your radio down in the background.
It is down.
Because I can hear myself through your phone.
Yeah.
Huh?
I can hear me through you.
Turn your radio down.
Oh my goodness. Can you hear me?
Come on, Belle.
Okay. Matter of fact, I just turned it off.
There you go. Now.
I'm gonna try to stick to the script.
All right, come on and be quick now, because we got
Okay,
we got 2 minutes left.
Okay, they took the restrictions off, so it's gonna be hard to get back to normal because it's like taking the white pepper out of the sand.
Mm-hmm.
You understand that?
Yeah, I understand. We take the restrictions off, it spreads.
Restrictions off, then everybody just went wild. It's like opening a Red Sea.
Yeah.
And so now it's going to be hard to get back to normal.
Yep. I agree with you. Okay,
and one of the things that I really wanted to say was, what do you think about the third and fourth shot that they're taking now? And I'm going to read. So I can stay on the script.
All right.
The third shot that they took, can you say that the person that had the COVID shot and end up with COVID did not die because he took the COVID shot, but because there is a possibility to survive the COVID when you get it. And then I said, there are people that survived that did not take the shot.
Yeah, everybody's
So
different.
is that a possibility?
Everybody's different. Some people need a booster and some people don't. If you're my age, you remember there was a time when there were a few vaccines they gave us that you were required to get a booster later on.
Yes, sir.
So the booster system is nothing new. I just think a lot of people now aren't familiar with it. And the fact of the matter is, people get flu shots every year, and they need a new one every year because sometimes you can get the shot and get sick. The difference between this vaccine and the flu vaccine, according to the doctors that we have had great conversations with, is that when they give you the flu vaccine, they give you a little bit of the flu. This COVID vaccine, they didn't give you any COVID to produce immunity. So instead of injecting you with what they're trying to protect you from, this is an immune response that is not based upon your body's reacting to the virus or the germ itself. So yes, boosters in some people's cases, especially those that are immunocompromised, may be one of the best routes. But also, they're not sure, if you understand, every year you need a flu shot, not only because the strain changes, but you need a flu shot because some people get them, some people don't, because they really don't know how long the immunity lasts in certain individuals. And all that's based upon our own composition. So yeah, I think you're right. They're putting us back together too quickly, and then they're removing restrictions, putting people back together, and then at the end of the day, I wonder why this thing is still spreading. It doesn't make any sense, Belle.
Yes, and that was basically what I'm trying to watch TV. Don't watch TV.
We've run out of time, Belle. I gotta let you go. Can you call us next week?
The Lord say the same, okay?
All right.
You all be blessed.
I'm sure he gonna say it. So you just go ahead and call us, girl. All right. Talk to you soon. Now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Today, 11:30, our service begins outdoors, 107.7 FM on your dial. Tomorrow we have a full day, 8 a.m. Engage live at 9:45, 11 a.m. and 10 times better at 6.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you have a prayer request, we always want to pray for you. You can email your prayer request to social, that word social, at go2bethany.com. Of course, subscribe to David G. Evans 1 and BBC of NJ on YouTube, but also you can do DGEMS, DGEMS, and OnPointe on our podcast platforms. As always, stay strong, stay safe, and remember, faith acts like a thing is so, even when it's not so, that it might be so. Thank you for joining us on OnPointe, and we'll see you next time.